all of it. Talk about it with me. No, you're not gonna go live. You're just gonna be in the chat. Yeah, I'm finna go live. Okay. All right. Bye. Woo. Hey, hey, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I I'm here today. I really want to talk about I want to first start talking about all the conspiracy theories that we come up with as content creators when it comes to our uh our scenarios, what we think. And is it getting out of hand? Y'all know I'll be all messed up, y'all. So y'all know I got a whole bunch of feedback. I don't know what I'm doing. But what I can say is I'm ready to go live. Hey baby. And look, see, you are the only person that I am able to really talk to, and you really understand me. But I told you when I'm gonna knock your whole socks off your feet. So start when when I connect, hey Nia, when I connect you to why I asked you to watch that video. And what that's all about. And what that's all about. It's wild. It's wild, y'all. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for tapping and all of that good stuff. Thank you for being you. Know what I mean? But we gotta I think that I keep saying we, but this is our channel, everybody. Our channel. And I think that we are going to be on a very interesting case. And I'll talk about it and I'll tell y'all about it because I believe if you were on my live today, then you got to meet Train for Justice. And Train for Justice told her story on my live today. And it's about her father. Very suspicious. And I listened to all of everything he had to say, even offline. It makes it very suspicious death. Even if, and I was honest with her on this too. Even if there was no foul play in his death overall, then there was definitely something wrong with the way that family was treated after his passing, after the transition. That's just all it is to it. There's definitely something that needs to, I don't know, we need to figure it out, y'all, because that right there, the whole story, and if you was on there, well, Nia, you was, so you heard her earlier, and Nia, it gets worse. Hey, Lolo, welcome in. It gets worse, Nia, when it comes to some of the things that happened to her and her family after the they found his body. And right now, if I can get you guys to exclamation point fair use for me. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey y'all, hey. Here I am. 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 And so today, I wanted to talk about 3 cases in particular, but I truly do want to start off with this Keon King case. Y'all know what case I'm talking about? Keon King, the Kata Scott case. I told you I was coming on at 5:30. Wait for me to do what? Come on now. Don't start none, won't be none, Jazz. Come on, Jazz. Let me get an exclamation point hello in the chat, because we got some, man. When you got your friends be trying to hold you accountable with fisticuffs. Look. Don't be trying to look. Okay. I'm here. Like, come on. I told you I was coming on. You done gave me homework on my other thing I got going on over here. You just got off. You a busy woman. It's Black Love Weekend, so I know you got something you got going on the roads with the roads. Yeah. Happy Friday. We on the roads with the roads. So I done got invited to a concert tonight and tomorrow. And I don't know about going tonight, because you know me. But I see about going tomorrow or Sunday. Like, I know. But you know what? I did my. What are you talking about? I sent you some. I sent you some homework. So I know you ain't talking about that homework. I sent you some homework. I did mine. I did my part. I know I did my part. So don't look. Don't start none. Won't be none, y'all. And so look. Before we start in on the three cases we're gonna talk about today, I kind of want to go back and say something about that Jarvis Butts guy. You know that Butts guy that we were talking about earlier when I did the pop-up yesterday, because his butt ended up pleading guilty. The Nizera Harris case. That guy. I don't know if I agree with the plea deal. And after last night, I was able to hear that allegedly they did not contact the family about that plea deal. And to me, the way the plea deal is written, it's like um give an honest and true omission. Yeah, right. Give an honest and true omission of where you put her body at. That's not good enough. Cause how do you know if he's telling the truth? Because I think he's gonna say he put her in the river. But I don't believe that. I believe that whole river thing, and my spirit told me this before I even seen that other stuff. I believe that whole river thing was drama. I believe that was a setup. I believe that the clothes by the river was all a diversion. I don't believe that he put her nowhere near that river. And that's why they didn't find her nowhere near that river. I don't believe she was near that river at all. That's my final thing. Now, this guy is sick, y'all. He's sick because the other four counts, because he pled on 5 counts. The first degree, he pled on that, and he pled on the other accounts were all for SA. All of it was for SA. The other counts, right? One of them was on his own daughter, his natural daughter, much less this niece and all this other jazz. So are you okay with, here's my question, chat. Are you okay with prosecutors getting plea deals without consulting the family? That's the question. Get in the chat. Did y'all like the button and all of that? And while y'all doing that, I'm going to get ready to set up the first video that I'm going to have us watch together. While y'all doing that. And I'm going to read the whole thing on Keon King, and then I'm going to show y'all a video concerning him. Yeah, his daughter too. So no. Yeah, because where's the justice in that? You know, I think like if the family wanted to let him do a plea deal because they didn't want to go through the trial and all of that, I understand that. But this whole family is like, except for her, like her cousin and a couple of in the community. But as far as like that grandmother, that auntie, and all them other that other the third woman, the two aunties and the grandmother, whatever that is, they are sick too, if you ask me, allegedly. But the way they was acting was very funny bunny. And that's that. And the dad who was trying to get her back, he passed away. So I feel like they should have took him, and they should, because he was eligible for the for the transition. I don't think he should have been offered no deal at all. Unless once again there was a intimate family involved, like mother, father, everybody just not wanting to deal with it and just saying, hey, give him whatever. But right now, he has pled to basically he hasn't been sentenced in the transition, but he was sentenced in the all of the all the SAs. And basically basically he took 15 for all of those. But to be served concurrently. So he's going to serve those no, consecutive. He's going to serve those together, and that means that that's 15, but whatever he gets. So he can get up, and on that other charge he can get from 30 to 60, 35 to 60. They should just give him 60. He should just live the rest of his natural life because the deal is bogus, and the judge should not even want it. Who am I? The deal is bogus, y'all. Okay. So I just wanted to rant and rave about that one because I really am upset about that now. After I found out they didn't ask the family, no family, the people that cared really didn't even know it was coming. And this lame way they wrote that we need that because we don't know where the baby is still. That's why I am bothered, because he does not have to tell the truth. Oh, an honest omission. What is an honest omission to a criminal? Can anybody in the chat tell me what is an honest omission to a criminal? He shouldn't be back. He shouldn't be let back out, period. But I just want to know, what is an honest omission to a criminal? Like, what do they say? They tell the truth? The criminal? That's what you asking them? And you can really, you don't have to tell me exactly where her body is or not. I dumped her. I dumped her in the river. And y'all already been there looking for her and y'all couldn't find her? Because that's where y'all said y'all was looking at in the first place? And y'all couldn't find her weeks after, and now here we go years after. You got to come on. That doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. Hey, Janae. That shouldn't be a thing at all. But I guess that it is, because we will know on March the 13th. I believe, yeah, March the 13th is the date that he's going to get sentenced. But lie detectors really don't work either. So even if they did give him a lie detector test, how is that? How are we 100% sure that it's a lie detector test? That man probably medicated and everything already. But you know what? And we don't, on this channel, we only support love. That's for real. We only support love on this channel. However, what I know about behind the bars, from my limited knowledge, is we don't have to worry about your boy. We do not have to worry about your boy. We ain't got to worry about your boy. I'm just going to put it that way. I believe that he will be well taken care of in a very good way. I believe Pookie and Ray Ray now going to make sure get exactly what he wants up in it. Up in it. So. Anywho, now let's get on to the case that we talked about. And then we're going to talk about some conspiracies, right? Because I'm wondering, are we going too far, y'all, as content creators, coming up with all of these conspiracies on everybody, saying this is what we think, this is what happened. And then, you know what? Let me tell you something. Some of these content creators, and look, I don't have a heel in the race. I don't care. You could laugh at me, you could come at me, you could say whatever. I'm just speaking my mind right here. Some of the content creators, if they would take their content and their chat, now this is a compliment right here, they could make lifetime movies. They could make Tubi movies because some of the scenarios and the conspiracies behind some of these crimes are way out, especially when it comes to the Kanika Jenkins, which we're going to also talk about later on in the show, and the Tyrone Davis, the the T2. If you have not caught up with the T2 case, it is everywhere. And those cases are, it's wild, y'all. Let me just tell you that. Make sure that you're hitting that like button on the way in, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, and uh let's talk about the Keon King and Kata Scott case really quickly. Um, so this case is gonna move forward. This case is gonna move forward. His name is Keon King, and he is accused of kidnapping and transitioning Miss Kata Scott. Miss Kata Scott was 23 years old, y'all, and she went basically missing from her nursing home job. She was at a nursing home when she went missing. Consequently enough, there's another young lady that may be involved. We not sure. She came out here and she did a whole TikTok on how she didn't have nothing to do with it, but telling Keon where Kata stayed at. That's all she had to do with it. But she worked in a nursing home once before too. This is all coincidence though. It's very interesting, right? Now, so Keon King, he's 21 years old, and his preliminary hearing was on February the 2nd. That's when we talked about it last. Don't forget the uh exclamation point fair use me, exclamation point rumor me in the chat so that we can keep our chat safe and we can always keep our disclosures up. Thank you so much. And so the preliminary hearing, and the judge ruled at that time that he could stand charges for kidnapping, arson, transitioning, and some other related offenses that had to do with the trial. Now, I did pull up the case, his which I'm finna show y'all right now. His Let me get that up. I'm finna show y'all this guy's track record so we can really see what kind of guy we got on our hand. I'm finna, as soon as I can pull it up. But I'm looking for the so y'all. I thought I had it up already, so y'all gotta excuse me because I thought that I already had it ready for y'all. But I didn't. I didn't. I thought I had it up already. He has a host of charges, and I'm gonna read them off to y'all in a minute. Um, Also, some of the other things that I found out about him, some of the other charges that he had. Okay, well, I can't find it. Maybe I won't be sure. We'll find out. But anyhow, and so his arraignment is scheduled for February the 23rd. We will be there. I am going to view the arraignment on Court TV, and I will bring that information to you after the arraignment. So Kata Scott's remains were discovered in a shallow grave in a woodland area near this school called Ada H. Lewis Middle School. Apparently, this middle school has been abandoned for quite some time. And when I say quite some time, I mean quite some time. I'm not talking about months. I'm talking about years, from what I understand. And they say that she died from a pew pew wound to the head. She disappeared from her job shortly after texting the words "kidnap me again" to King. So she was communicating with King on a text now number. So apparently she knew who he was. Okay. So you can call me all jazzed up, say the school been out of here for about a decade, 10 years. It's been an abandoned school for 10 years. Hey, you can call me Jazz. Was it upkept though? Was the school upkept, or was there a lot of brush or anything? Can you enlighten us on what that, if that was the case? Like if we had any brush or anything in that area? Because it did seem as if it had to be not kept up either, because there's a part in here I'm gonna get to where they talk about how there was an informant who called and told them, hey, look, this is where this young lady's body is, over here in this by this middle school. And authorities go and check after they get this tip to say, hey, this is where her body is. And then to find out that they don't find her the first time. They don't find her. So according to the court documents, King replied to her "kidnap me again" text to "better be up to." And so at the end of the day, Kata was seen later on that evening at about 10 o'clock. And the witness said that she was on the phone. She wasn't found until like 18 to like 2 weeks later. So there you go, right there. But that night, Kata's co-worker said that she witnessed Kata on the phone. She appeared to be upset. And she said, I can't believe you called me while on the phone. No, completely abandoned, but there's a part next to it that is used a lot in spring. Oh, okay. I don't see how there being construction in that part of. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We got somebody in here from Philly, y'all. We got a Philly resident in here. So that means that we can get a little context to what's really going on over there in Philly. But the prosecutors are trying to say that Scott was speaking with King that night. But what the co-worker said that Kata said, what the co-worker said Kata said, makes me think that she wasn't talking to him on the phone at that time, because she was okay with texting him saying, kidnap me again. He writes back, better be up to. So she was in a friendly conversation with King. Because kidnap me again, what do we think kidnap me again might mean? Kidnap me again might mean that, hey, come pick me up again. Come scoop me again. Come, because, a lot of, kidnap me again could mean let's blaze. Y'all get me? Plant medicine time. So just meet me up there. It's plant medicine time, right? Because she's at work. A strand. Really? I don't know what you mean. You can. So that doesn't make sense. And that could mean any little code because I seen another podcast where somebody from Philly said that that's Philly slang from for come scoop me, pick me up. But I'm like, is it Philly slang for come pick me up? Or is that what we believe they were talking about? Because I'm not from Philly, but if I heard that, that's what I would think. Oh, see? You call me Jazz. That's what I thought. You see, I'm on it. I'm on it. It's a strand. It's a strand. So I could be right in saying that she was talking about taking her break and going out there and blazing. She wasn't talking about no other thing but him bringing her something because, or blazing with him or something like that, because he's supposedly the street pharmacist. And that is an exclamation point rumors. That's an exclamation point rumors. Definitely could be a slang term. But look, they're young, they in their 20s. I'm in my 50s, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm in my 50s. And when I first heard it, I thought it meant something like come pick me up. But after I realized that she was at work and was going to stay at work, she had no intention on leaving work. She was working. She was going to take a break. I started thinking, what would a young woman want from a young man coming up to her job, not her boyfriend or whatever, but an acquaintance, but the blaze on your break. And if you've ever smoked before, I don't want you to be trying to act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Now, this is all exclamation point alleged, every last bit of it, right? So, I don't think that that's it. He says prosecutors said that Scott was speaking with King that night and left to meet him before she was transitioned. The prosecutors allege King and an unknown person. I want y'all to put a pin in that. And an unknown person moved Scott's body the day after she was transitioned and buried in a shallow grave before burning the vehicle. That she was in the vehicle for about 30 hours before they buried her. That's what we used to say in the 90s. Kidnap me, swoop me up, let's dip. Right. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I would think. But look, that's the part I was confused about because she has have some type of relationship with him. I believe it's street pharmacy. I believe that whatever this is might be something to do with that. Because, and then, okay, so let me just do a little story time. One time, I was with one of my best friends, and her kids was singing this song, and it was called Beam Me Up, Scotty. Beam Me Up, Scotty. Y'all remember that song? It was in the like early 2000s. And it was like, and that was the name of the song. It was dun, dun, I can't remember the thing, but like Beam Me Up, Scotty. And I was like, why are y'all singing that song? Right? Because in the 80s, Beam Me Up, Scotty meant you was a whole head crack. Like, that's what that meant. And you wanted to be beamed up. from the crack in the street. You wanted to be beamed up. So I was like, don't sing that song around me. It was like, oh, you old fashioned. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, you're right. I am Janae. You're right. That is a slang. And that's what I would think it would mean in my 50-some-year-old mind. But that probably means something different to them kids. It don't mean that. I don't think. They burnt the Toyota, which was a stolen car. So that is one of his underlying charges is the stolen car. Oh, I got it. Okay. I got it, y'all. I found it. So let me switch over and I'm going to show y'all something. I knew I had it. I just got to slow down. I knew I had it. I knew I had it up too. Okay. So y'all can see my screen, right? Okay. So here's the docket that I got from Philadelphia courthouse to show me what it is that he's being charged with overall, everybody. So he is being charged with arson, damage, death, or bodily injury, causing catastrophic, conspiracy. This is the one right here that I want to get into. Is conspiracy. He's being charged with conspiracy also. Retrieving stolen property. Now, when we get down, I'm going to tell you how at first they had him with some other stuff. They dropped some stuff. But this is probably the prosecution saying, no, we gotta, we can't use that, right? And then, wait a minute, y'all. That's my bad again. Y'all, I be needing help. Put this down here. Where it should be. Okay, now. Because then now I can see. And receiving stolen property, reckless endangerment, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and tampering or fabricating with physical evidence. And those were the 7 charges that he originally was like, they was originally trying to like really get him with, right? They were saying all of these charges, right? But then they turned around and they said, okay, here are the charges here are the ones that we are going to, wait a minute. Oops, sorry everybody. Oops. Here are the ones that we are actually going to, here are the ones that we're actually going to charge him with, that are going to proceed to court. The arson, the causing catastrophic, whatever, I can't even say that word, but you know, catastrophic. Conspiracy, receiving stolen property, reckless endangerment of another person. Those are what are proceeding to court. So some of the other ones, like the tampering, the unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, they're not. Oops, wait a minute. Hold on. Huh? Hold on. Okay, I can't. Okay. Why y'all don't put it in the chat? How about now? Am I echoing bad now? I'm sorry. Am I echoing bad now? Am I echoing bad now? Oh, I didn't see you telling me, Lola. Am I echoing now, y'all? Am I echoing now? Can y'all hear me now? Am I still echoing? I'm still echoing now? Okay, I'm not echoing no more though, right? I'm not echoing no more. Yo, some people saying yes and some people saying no. So is it better? It's good. It's no. It's no. Okay, I'm not echoing now. Thank you, Jazz. No echo. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, got it. Where was I, y'all? See, y'all know I'm not no YouTuber. I need y'all help. I'm not no YouTuber. I'm I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Thank you for being help in my YouTube adventures. But anyhow, y'all can still see the screen. Everything is good. Okay, good. So the these are all his charges. And he being held for court on all of this stuff. Um and he got and he's being held on receiving stolen property. So I guess they can't unequivocally say that he actually stole the stuff. So I'm not sure about that, but we're gonna figure that one out too. Because we don't know if he stole it or he didn't steal it. The car. And that was the car that he had left her in for he left her in this car, y'all, for like 50 hours. I mean 30 hours. And what have you not? Okay. Okay, so we're off of that. And okay, so let me finish reading this to you guys. Okay, so it says that before the judge made her decision, King's defense attorney argued the prosecution presented evidence involving a phone that they could not definitively link to King. There is absolutely nothing connecting this young man to the transition of Miss Scott, King's attorney said. The judge ultimately felt different, however, and decided to move the trial forward. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Hansgager later released a statement on the charges being filed. The Philadelphia District Attorney Office remains deeply committed to securing justice for the family of Kada Scott through vigorous prosecution of this case against defendant Keon King. Keisner said that our prosecutors and victims advocates at Philadelphia District Attorney's Office will continue to provide victim support, resources, and services to the family of Kada Scott as they navigate the criminal justice process. They're going to say they're grateful to the mayor and blasey, blasey, blasey. I think that one of my questions do go back to where the question I have really does go back to this whole when she left, right? Yes, it was a burner phone because he had a burner phone and he was texting her from a text now number. This is the backstory to this, is that there was this text now number in play. And that number was supposedly linked to him, but not to him. It was linked to a girl. And this girl's name is Gabby. And Miss Gabby went on TikTok. Y'all remember I told y'all to put a pin in this part. Miss Gabby went on TikTok to say that she didn't have anything to do with it because people had started out coming out and attacking Miss Gabby. This is what I'm talking about, the conspiracy theories. And do content creators take it too far? Because now that they've linked this girl to this crime, saying she had something to do with it, all of the detectives, all of detectives, look, look, I'm gonna be a detective today too. I think she should too. You can call me Jazz, because I believe that she lied. And the police interrogations on her and her friend came out that they lied. Well, what she said on TikTok was that she said on TikTok that she had said on TikTok that she not this that she that one day she received a call from Keon. And the call that she received from Keon, I'm going to see if I can show it to y'all real quickly. The call that she received from Keon was, let's see if I can show it to you. Was asking her about Kata. And was asking her about Kata. And I'm not going to be able to. I thought I was going to be able to. I would have to go over TikTok on my phone and ask it. Let me see if I can get somebody that has. I was trying to see if I could find what she had said, but what she said basically, Janae, was, oh, here go one of her. Let me. To check up. Okay, so hold on. He calls me and he asks me if I know Kata. Hold on. Shout out to this creator. Shout out to this creator, Messy Sweet Spots. Shout out to her. That's Gigi. She's really cool. I'll be listening to her. So shout out to her. Hopefully she don't mind that I use this short part of her clip. Shout out to Gigi Medici. She has 6 channels, so follow one of them. She cool though. Hold on. I'm finna. So listen up. You gonna hear what she say. This is the Gabby girl talking. And he will use this call to check up. He calls and he asks me if I know Kate. I'm like, I noticed that she lived right back at me. I'm not thinking. Honey, guess what? Okay, so she cut it. I don't want to hear that. I kind of just wanted to hear exactly what Gabby was saying. She cut it before she could say it all. But basically what she says is that Keon gave her a call one day and she's off at college. She's not even in town, wherever they at. And then she tells her gets to asking her a series of questions about Kata. So she answers the questions and doesn't think anything of it. And then she's talking to her friend on the phone, and she says she tells her friend, "Oh, Keon called asking me about Kata. I don't know why. You know, she might be trying to get with him. He must be trying to get with her, or something like that." That's what she say. And And after she say that, she say, okay. So a few days later, Kata come up missing. So her friend call her back and say, hey, do you know that Kata's missing? Kate, apparently, that's what Gabby said. Gabby said that Keon asked her, this is on her, it's on her TikTok. Keon asked her if, let me see if I can go find it. I can go find it on TikTok. So y'all can hear exactly what she said that Keon told her. I can go find it on TikTok because it's on TikTok. Okay, here it is.
And the Kata situation. So if you are unaware, Kata Scott is a girl missing in Philadelphia on October 4th. So I didn't know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind, I am in school, I am in Maryland, and he would usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me and he asks me if I know Kata. And I'm like, yeah, like I know Kata. And he's like, oh yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, like she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about the people that be around because he is the pharmacist. I live in the neighborhood and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me and this was before Kata went missing. And we were only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me and, we're just talking about life. And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kata to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, like he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get at her. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kata because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kata personally because, again, we grew up with her little sister. We were around 12, 11 years old. Kata, she was much older than us. So we didn't really talk to her. So my best friend was like, oh yeah, like he probably thought she was cute. And that was that. So right here is the day that I called my best friend and told her that, Keon was trying to get at Kata. This is before she went missing. So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kata is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kata is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kata is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kata is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kata is missing. Like that girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay? I did not think that he could be capable of anything like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's no way in the world he could have did something like this. There's no way in the world. So then a couple of days after that, my mom sends me a screenshot of Keon turning himself in for the kidnapping of Kata. So this is my mom sending me the article, and she was distraught to say the least. And I know she said that he was a random person, but she says this about all my friends. So me and my best friend, we get on the phone and we're talking about the situation. We're just saying how this is just crazy. This is the call of me and her.
So the best friend is pissed at her, does not want to be her friend anymore or anything like that because exactly street pharmacist and then friend. So you can tell but the best friend is telling her, you need to go to the police and tell them what you did. Period. What you know. And she was telling them whatever it is that I don't know nothing. Like, look, here we go.
Talking about it. Now, this is all happening around the time that I'm taking my midterms. So I'm really just trying to keep my head on the books. And I wasn't really trying to let this stress me out. So I kind of just let it go. You know, he turned himself in. It's not really much to say or do anymore. So a couple of days after that, me and my best friend get on the phone and we're basically just, talking about the kid situation. And she says that she thinks that I should call the cops. So she was basically saying that she thinks that I should call the cops and tell them that Keon was, asking about Kata. Now, at the time in my head, I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the cops. He already turned himself in, and I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody, called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. Like I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. They will always tell me, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding.
Okay, so at the end of the day, her friend told her that she should call the police. And she also goes on to say in that when she did call them, they told her that her information was useless type thing, which I can't believe that because she ended up down there in the police station in an interrogation. That's her friend and she didn't want to snitch. She knew exactly what happened. You know what, I'm gonna say maybe not exactly. It's all alleged, but somebody helped Keon. They know that, and they know it was two somebodies that helped Keon because they got videotape of someone helping him move an heavy object out of that black car, and they also got someone pulling off in the car that he got out of. That both of the two people got out of a car, went to that black car, got something out of that black car. The car they got out of pulled off and left. So that means that there are three people involved in this whole thing. There are definitely three different people involved in the crime. I'm almost certain I'm correct in that too. I got an energy field for that is the correct answer, that there are three people involved. I believe it was yes, I believe that allegedly exclamation part alleged exclamation point alleged in the chat for me. The car was stolen. No, I don't know if that car was stolen too. This is why I know that the police probably know more than what we know. And once we start getting to see some more some of the evidence kind of spill out, we'll understand where they're going with this. But they have to have something. They have to have something. They have a lot of cell phone data that puts the phone that he has possession of in these different places. The other way around, Mercedes. One exclamation part and alleged. Y'all got to learn the clue. I mean, y'all got to learn the little things. Y'all my mods. We got an electronic mod, but there's certain things you got to do in order for the electronic mod to speak for us. Exclamation point, fair use in the chat for me. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Kate, apparently that so that was me trying to. So so what do y'all think? What do y'all think as far as they arrested him and they arrested him quick. Now there's a backstory to the reason why they arrested him and they arrested him quick, which is the other thing I wanted to show y'all. And if I could find it, I'm finna show it to you right now. And it is some previous charges of his. He has some charges that that the prosecutor or the district attorney in that in Philly is like apparently he's a former defense attorney, and he dropped some charges against Keon because allegedly he had kidnapped his either a former girlfriend or a friend of his. That's why there's these creepy pictures of him online. If y'all seen these creepy pictures of him, let me show y'all these creepy pictures, y'all. Let me show y'all this creepy picture of this guy. But he was only 21 and he have all of these different charges, y'all. He's a creepy guy, y'all.
For them to take.
If I could find one.
He was initially arrested and not charged. Take a listen.
We've been investigating this since Saturday in the evening. The last time Ada Scott was seen at her place of work.
Let's see if they show any creepy pictures of him.
Prosecutors showed videos and images from where Kata's body was found in October, prompting an emotional.
Where y'all going, Nay?
Family members in attendance. We also heard from detectives about the tips that led them to Kata after a 2-week search. It is Monday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today.
Y'all see how creepy he look? He cut his dreads off though, y'all.
Held without bail since his arrest October 15th.
Exclamation point bye to the person leaving. Remind them to hit that bell. Thank you for your help.
Center City with what we learned and reaction just in from family members. Taronda.
Well, Sarah and Brian, the judge ruled that the murder case against Keon King will move forward.
They probably ain't gonna show no creepy pictures, but he is creepy. He went and he tried to kidnap one of his ex-girlfriends. They end up dropping the charges because she wouldn't come to court. It was wild. So I think that this is one of the reasons why they just said, let's hurry up and try to convict this guy or try to do something because they messed up. He should have been in jail for what they did to the girl a couple of months before this happened to Kata. It's almost like the same thing that happened to Kata happened to her. That's why, yes, Jazz, I do believe that it was some type of setup, some type of conspiracy on something. Don't know exactly what it is that went down, but it is just a lot of noise around it. And so this is a case that we're going to follow because once again, we see that, hey, he's about to be arraigned. So this is another case that we will follow, try to follow through the end, all the way through the court TV, possibly have like some watching parties on some of the court and some of the testimony, and then we can see if we can mock trial it. So the other case I really thought was just like strange in conspiracies and it's coming back up is the Kanika Jenkins. Yeah. Probably was scared. No, she was scared. That girl, she said she was scared. That's why she didn't come to court. She was scared. That's why she didn't come to court, because she was scared. That's for sure, for sure. But what others are saying is that the prosecutor, your DA, could have still went forward with the charges. They didn't need her like that. Because apparently there were several witnesses and everything that happened that he could have actually tried to try it. But the thing about it is, and this is why I don't really agree with that, is because who wants to lose? What prosecutor want to go to court without no witnesses? Or without the main witness? Because they are arguing cases. They're trying to win. Well, I mean, I believe he probably could have did it, but who wants to do? I can't say I fault him because the victim, the system in Philly is terrible. Somebody brandishing a knife and stealing items at the liquor store at 840 West Rosecrans. Boy, I'm telling you, people be doing some stuff. But anyhow, thank you for being here with me, everybody. Thank you for being here with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and invite your friends. I want to do a quick infomercial for everybody, let y'all know that we are going to be on a very special case that we got on today. We're going to be working with the family on this one. We got the family we're going to be working on. It is a case of Paul Brown Jr. out of Ohio. This is a Vietnam vet who lost his life in 2017. It is basically a cold case. Like I was saying earlier, if you were on my live stream earlier, then you heard her tell her story. And it is even deeper than that. Even if he died of natural causes, there is still foul play. And this family needs justice. And so we're going to get on the justice train and we are going to help solve this mystery. What happened to Paul Brown Jr.? What happened to him? Yes. What happened to him? We are about to get on this train for him. And we're gonna do some things. We're gonna help him out. I am definitely going to need my backup. Y'all know who y'all are. I don't need to call y'all by name. I will need my backup because we're gonna figure it out. And I believe and I trust that Paul himself wants us to help. And if you were in my live stream today, you know Paul was in there with us. Paul revealed himself to his daughter. I don't know them. It wasn't a setup. That was the first time she came in the live. And Paul revealed himself as being in our live today. And he wants our help. He wants our help. To the point of, I believe that it was foul play. For something, don't know why, but I believe that it was foul play. Once again, are the content creators helping or do we hurt with our conspiracy theories? Like, are we helping or are we hurting the whole thing? That is why this Kenneka Jenkins case, if y'all ever heard of this Kenneka Jenkins case, it's wild. It's out of Chicago and it is wild, y'all. But all the way together, everything that about that whole thing that happened to her, if you don't know, she was the young lady who lost her life and was found early morning after a party at a hotel in a freezer. Y'all know that story? The Kenneka Jenkins story?
Yeah, when I